Spiral, 2 Jews, 2 mics, 2 hours, starting now.
I did realize, and I listened to the show, I don't know if you know about this, but I posted it to Blue Sky, that I listened to our show.
I didn't see it on Blue Sky.
Did you get the post?
I did not see it on Blue Sky, no.
Do you like this? Is my new thing. What do you think? How's it going over there?
The short head is your thing?
No, I refuse to make eye contact with you during the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Just put that over there. That was a little acting thing. So I listened to the show.
Yeah.
And no, I didn't listen to the whole show. I got stopped at some point.
You got stopped by police, or
no. I think did I text you about several? I think like a big shot. I go, oh, let me start texting him.
You texted me one thing, I think.
I think 2.
All right.
Me listen to it. Oh, this is my first one. Was like trying to get you mad, but that was a weak attempt. But I don't want to get you mad. I want you to go and then laugh.
Ah, okay.
So I go. I'm not going to continue to listen to our latest show if I hear one more sting amplifying my incompetence.
And I went,
I missed your joke about how Heflin sounded after the operation that removed the sock from his mouth.
All right.
That's a great joke.
Thank you. I'm glad you were able to circle back for it.
The other great joke, which I told to my therapist today, was paraphrasing.
Okay.
You never hear a story about someone remaining on a pedestal. You never hear that story.
All right.
There's nobody, remember he had the greatest pedestal, enjoyed it his whole life. No.
All right.
They're always knocked off the pedestal.
Exactly.
Those are hard jokes to get if you're a self-absorbed, narcissistic, personality disordered, quasi, not autistic, artistic. I'm quasi-artistic.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of myself. So many good things I've done. Listened to a couple of shows.
Uh-huh.
Oh, now I feel like I'm in the editing booth. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I took a Honduran man to the hospital today. So, Mr. Mr. Winner.
Wait a second. Now, should I know the story of this?
No, I just.
Oh, let's hear this. Let's hear this.
It's exactly what happened.
How's our sound, by the way?
It's okay. It's all right.
Okay, good.
I came out of my my Pilates training thingy appointment, and I saw there was a woman walking away from a guy who was outside the door, and she was like in that I can't understand you kind of a mode. And so I go out and I look at the guy, and he's like,
oh, you're on off Ventura, right? Is that where it is?
Yeah. And he's like, is there a doctor in here? In very, very not, very broken English.
Right.
And then he gets out the Google Translate, and we start talking a little bit. But he's having some sort of blood pressure episode, and his head's in bad shape, and he's got chest pains. And I'm like, do you need me to take you to the hospital? Because he's he had just basically searched doctor on Google and gotten to this building, and it was, they weren't going to.
Oh, wow.
They weren't going to help him there, So.
And he was not. Let me ask you a question. Were you were not frightened at all? You knew he was hurt, this man.
You could tell he was distressed, and there was nothing threatening about him,
Right.
He was in his probably young 20s, I would say, maybe mid 20s.
Yeah.
And he was just in distress, and so I said, "Do you want me to take you to the hospital?" And he kind of nodded, yes, I think, yeah,
What did you charge him?
Just standard lift rate, peak.
So he got next to you in the he got next to you in the car?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I don't know why I'm saying that, because there's two things.
Yeah.
What if 1 out of 100 chances he is going to kill you?
Right.
I would want to know would I prefer it coming from the back? No, I think I'd prefer it from the
well,
next
luckily I just have a 2-door car, so it wasn't a hard choice to make.
I forgot that.
And so no, but I did give him a mask when he got in the car. And I was wearing a mask already from my appointment, which we still do masked. So yeah, I mean, and basically, he was just like, I don't have health insurance. I'm like, this is all through Google Translate, back and forth. But I'm like, well, by law they have to help you at the thing.
Yes, right.
And I said, make sure you mention that you're having chest pains because they will help you faster then.
All through Google Translate?
Yes.
Oh my God, I wouldn't be able to drive. You're driving too?
Yeah. Well, he was holding it. He would hold the phone for me to talk into. And then,
oh God. Oh! I've just realized I am slow. Not slow, but not as fast as others. I didn't realize what you're talking about, and I just realized that there's a Google Translate that what it does now. I had no idea.
Yeah, no.
I've heard people say that
he can speak into it in Spanish, and it will speak to me in English.
Wow.
And vice versa.
Does the iPhone do it? Okay, I'll ask you later.
Yes, it was an iPhone.
Okay.
I think it was an iPhone. I didn't really pay attention to what it was, but you can get it. I mean, it wasn't dramatic. It was, I literally then just drove him to the emergency room on Van Nuys Boulevard and dropped him off.
You didn't take him to that hospital, did you?
I did, because it was the close one.
Oh my God! There's the O is out in Oaks. The S is out. It's a hospital. So, do you know what happened?
No, we didn't exchange numbers or anything. We exchanged names, but it was, I didn't feel like I was responsible for his fate. I felt like I was responsible for helping him at that moment.
This is unbelievable. First of all, congratulations. I mean, thank you. Not congratulations. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But I don't think everybody does that, Josh.
Well, the woman before me didn't.
Can you explain again what the woman...
I don't understand you.
Oh, I forgot that part. So that part is gone now. So is she not your Pilates teacher?
No,
right?
no. This is just a woman coming into the door, and it's a door, and it's a door that's locked, so that you have to put in a code. So it's like he couldn't get into the building, and and so he was extra stymied, I think.
I mean, I wouldn't yell at anybody ever. I'd give him a 20 and go in. You know what I mean? If I had to.
She wasn't. I mean, it was more that I don't have time for you than it was.
Right.
So yeah. So I felt like I did the right thing.
I think that is so cool. That is so. I'm not. I don't want to make too much of it. Like you're going to say, Andy, I didn't. I do want to make more of it, but I do think that there's a part of you that does not. Nobody enjoys over the top praise, but I think it was a wonderful thing you did.
Well, thank you.
I really do. And now I'm going to tell you, Josh, that I had not the same experience. I wasn't going to tell you this experience. And I'm not even I'm not embarrassed by the experience. I'm proud of myself, but I wonder if I did enough.
Okay.
I went back and he had bled to death when I went back to check. So I obviously had no. Okay. So here's what happened.
Yeah.
I'm walking on to the LA River, and I see there's a black man. I'm just saying he's a black man so that people don't start to say, well, first of all, to see what a hero I was. First of all, that would never stop me, right?
Oh God.
It's so terrible. It's so terrible. It's so terrible. I cannot tell you. Oh God, that was great. So, what was I saying there?
Black man, you're good because you talked to him or something.
The black man?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So anyway, he's lying there.
Yeah.
And of course, I always have everything going. I got
voices in your head. Is this
voices in my head? The whole thing.
Is? Okay.
Yeah.
So you have your earphones in. You come upon a man lying on the street, lying on
not
the
on the street. It's the LA River, and there's benches there, or there's you can sit various places.
Okay.
So I say, he goes, so he talks about, I don't know what he's saying. And he says, do you have some water? Do you have water?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, he had 2 crutches next to him. 2 huge crutches. I'm just saying, that doesn't make me a hero or non-hero. But what I'm saying is, if a Hulk-sized person was laying there, like with a gun, I would be scared. Uh-huh. But the fact that he had crutches.
All right, it
I
gave you
pretty much
escapability.
it totally assured me that what was happening was real. Okay. And now maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't real, but I think it was real.
No,
so he said that
he was faking thirst on a 95-degree day.
Now here's what here's where I'm wondering if I should go back now. So he goes, "You have water?" I said, I don't have water. And then he explained to me, so he started to explain that his Achilles was hurt. So what do I do immediately? What's my first move?
$20.
$20, right. I say, he goes, oh, thank you. But then his grandmother was supposed to be at the house he came from, took an Uber or something. Well, I don't know why he did this. An Uber from Palm Springs to get here to see his grandmother. And he told me about all the places. He goes, I know this area very well, this place in Chipotle. And you know, if they say Chipotle, they're not kidding around. So he says, I find this out afterwards, you know, like, because I couldn't understand what he was saying at first, because I'm still, even though I'm helping somebody, I'm still hey, OCD, what's going on?
Maybe you should set your Google Translate to human.
You're going to leave everything in, right?
If you want.
Don't you think you should?
I always do.
Yeah, I'm not, look, those people, here's the thing. When you have OCD, there's no way you can say anything positive because you believe you're going to be accused. So when I say people who know me know that I'm not racist, that doesn't help.
No, but the laughter when realizing how racist you sounded, I think acquitted you for the most part.
Right, but in that particular case, I really couldn't explain why I wanted to say it was a black person. That was more like, what a man.
Well,
what
yeah, you wanted it as a display of your bravery somehow.
Not bravery, my healing of all the things. All right, so then he goes, okay, so she's supposed to put a key underneath the mat. But he got here, and he can't walk that well. He has crutches, but he can't walk that well. He said this homeless guy gave him this used, like, half water.
Yeah.
And he said, I know there's a homeless encampment up there, and they're very nice to me. And so, anyway, I gave him $60.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a lot.
And he had a phone that's still working.
Yeah.
But I didn't go home, but I knew it was getting close to the show.
Yeah.
I didn't go home, get a car, and bring him to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I did a little bit worry. What if he's going to? No, he won't. I think I did a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, he was asking for water. You gave him $60.
No. But of course, we got to that. He may not have a place to stay tonight. Now, this is the thing. Okay. I said, here, now $60. Where could you stay for $60? I don't know. But $60, you can stay in a late night cafe. I'm here at the Bevics or whatever the place is. His name is Esmond.
Yeah.
Like Desmond, but with an E.
Yeah.
He has an E thing that says his leg.
You just know that from the IOU you made him sign.
Look, this is something that my parents taught me as a Jew many years ago. You get it in writing. If you can't make it, the guy's what am I trying to say? His ankle, it was so thin. I couldn't even believe. I mean, like, he's just like not a big guy, but so it was almost like, if that Achilles is hurt, you know, he's better be careful. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
What a wonderful. Now, here's the thing, Josh.
Yeah.
I kind of had to tell you that story now, right? On the same day that you told me that. Do you think there's no connection between the two stories?
Well, it's a narcissistic response. You couldn't let me have a moment. It had to be more.
Now that's a lie, because
now see what I did.
No.
I actually lost money on the deal.
No. You don't think I did a good job of saying what a wonderful thing it was?
No, I did. And then you went, now hear this.
There's no winning with you. There's no winning with you, Weinstein.
No, that was very nice of you to give the man the money.
So
I would not have given him $60. I would maybe, I don't know that I'm cheaper than you, but I would have stopped at $20.
Yeah. The $60 is OCD.
Yeah.
If the $60 is not purely OCD, but very much OCD.
I would have felt like I made a nice contribution to whatever his problem was at $20.
Oh, I believe his problem. Yeah, he's running low on water, and his grandmother didn't leave the key under the mat, and she's coming back. When is she coming back from Vegas?
I agree he was thirsty.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I think anything after that is open to speculation.
But, you know, here's the thing. The feeling...
He knows the people at the homeless camp, Andy.
Encampment. You know, the other part of it is that we're not shock jocks, and it is very depressing what's happening. Not just here, but all over downtown LA. There's more homeless people, and it's maybe the worst problem ever. So it's not like this week let's add there's a homeless guy.
Right.
So
at least we're not doing fucking YouTube videos for going out and being nice to people for YouTube clicks.
Now, are all those fake now?
I think they're real. I mean, I don't think that they're fake. I just think that it's
okay.
There's a societal question mark when that's the thing.
There is. Okay, so here's what I saw. Now you judge it because you can be cynical in all the right ways.
Why?
Right?
Thank you.
Okay, there's a guy walking with his dog. Or
con man. Oh, sorry.
He's walking with his dog. They walk past up the street. All of a sudden, there's a dog trying to push who got stuck in a hole. Got stuck in the hole, and then the manhole cover went over him. They come back, and the other dog helps this dog get up, and then they all run away. It's like...
Is this a video somewhere you saw?
It's a video that's, in other words, like you're supposed to believe, and I'm not saying it's not right.
Yeah.
You're supposed to believe that there's a fixed camera.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Right.
And so that guy walks in with his dog all the way down, downfield.
Uh-huh.
Then all of a sudden you see the dog trying to get out of the thing. Then you see them turn around, come back, and the dog saves the other dog. I mean, the guy was there too.
Right. But it sounds more like someone with practicing their special effects skills. Is what you're saying? Because why was there a camera there in the field randomly capturing a man walking by?
I saw this one that I thought...
Because that's something at America's Funniest Home Videos, that's a question you often ask yourself is, why was this being filmed? Why was there a camera on
right? Well, this one got to me yesterday was at, where are they march in Huntington's Palace, Buckingham Schmeckle, this changing of the guard. So it's one of those changing of the guard guys, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's a kid, I think he's
This has to be the last funny video you described to me.
Okay. And I think the kid might have Down syndrome. I don't know if you always know that someone has Down syndrome, but sometimes you can tell. And the little boy is looking at the soldier. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to take a picture. They want to take a picture of him with the man.
Is this like a beefeater, big fur hat guy? Okay.
Yes.
Not supposed to move or talk kind of guy?
Right.
Uh-huh.
He moves one step over to be closer to the kid.
Okay.
And I'm almost crying now from how wonderful it was.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that. Is that rigged?
No, I mean, these are fucking PR guys, basically. These guys, it's not like they're really guarding shit. So they're there for photo ops. So.
Okay. Now, I want to talk to you about one thing that's very important. Not important.
All right.
I'm beginning to think I need to have an anecdote workshop or something.
I'm beginning to think you shouldn't walk around with so much cash.
Oh, no, I didn't get... I also had a change thing. Beep, beep. Now, as I left, here's the thing that I'm healthier about.
Okay.
As I left, I said, well, of course, I said, why did you give him 60? What are you, a money machine? And then I started to think, what if it's not real? I was able to let that go within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's good for me.
Totally. Yeah. No, I mean, you can't...
Yeah, you can't torture yourself.
I wasn't saying that... I was just saying that I was giving you a comparison to where I would have how I would have played it.
Right.
But once you've given, even if it's some sort of miniature scam and the guy went and bought whatever with it.
I don't care about yeah, right. You have to let it go.
Yeah. I mean, it's still karmically you did the right thing, and you know, you still made this person's life better that day, even if it was through drugs, you know, or whatever.
No, I mean, he showed me, I actually examined his Achilles.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I needed to learn how to tell an anecdote workshop.
Yeah.
Every time I try to tell you either, like if I say a movie, I saw this movie, and then within a couple of minutes, it's like, and then there was a movie they learned about this, and it's like a teenage.
But it's I think this is I think part of the what things I've learned from Jen Kirkman about ADD is that you don't notice all the you only certain details of interaction stick with you.
That's so interesting. That's so great.
Like even today, even today, it was like, did he say Honduras or Guatemala? Because it wasn't really important as to what was going on. You know. I mean, I remember he's been here for 2 years. This is all through Google Translate still, but yeah, no, I'm very bad at telling stories myself because I immediately just remember the vibe of things.
Yes.
And not the details always.
Right. It's a skill when you can do that.
Yeah.
Tell a story.
I come from good storytellers. My family are all good at it, but I never really was. Because I want to boil everything down to a fucking joke. I just want to boil.
So you are like down. I feel about Kathy Griffin, like people like that could tell a story. I have the 4 or 5 or 6 things, like you just said, that I want to get out.
Yeah, and it's weird because my comedy has become sort of storytelling style now.
Right.
But that it's all built on jokes.
Right, but I think that's what's happening there is that the jokes is just it's not that they'll.
Well, it's just my stories are just the weird things I noticed about each experience, which is
right, and exactly. So I don't know what I'm saying now. It's just I feel disappointed.
Just take a breath. Take a breath. Maybe
I don't know where
maybe learn how to fucking tell a story.
Maybe I shouldn't have gotten into this fucking business. I mean, they said the way to go was podcasts. They said that's how people do it. They explained that's where the money was. I want to say one more thing to you is that on this article in the New Yorker magazine, this one I won't mess up.
Okay.
It's just unbelievable. It's about penile implants.
Yeah. See how I perked up? Yeah.
And it is literally, I don't know how people get licenses. It's like, must be a different kind of license to do. What do you have to say about this, Droopy? Do you know about these things?
It's a disgrace.
Now, what would you like it how would you like it if I stuck something in there near you or in you?
Well, it'd be a nice change of pace.
God, I just don't like Droopy's internal life.
I'm tired of staring at the floor. At least do a handstand.
His is a. So you see him as having eyes on either side of his penis like that?
Wherever you want to put it. Wherever you want to put it.
No. So,
penile implants.
But this is like horrible things are happening to these people. If you think about it, it sounds like you shouldn't do. It sounds like even any implant you do should be worried about, even a silicone implant.
Well, I mean, I think the problem starts with my life will be fixed by my dick size.
That's what these guys are saying.
Yeah.
Many of them.
Right. That's a flawed assumption right at the beginning of this implant journey.
But the people who have done the urologists in the field who normally would
literally getting the sports car will help your life more than the penile implant.
That's true. That's so true. That's so true because it doesn't make you a man, but then you can go vroom, 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 vroom.
Right. And sometimes ladies like to go fast.
So I'm reading it and it goes like, it's sticking into his, the thing is getting loose or something and sticking into his ass every time he sits in a car. That's one thing.
Make up your mind. I got to adjust the chair, ladies and gentlemen. That costs extra.
But usually urologists, what they would do, I don't know, I don't have one of these.
You don't have a urologist?
No, I don't have a pump.
Ah.
With the old style was a pump, which I still don't really get how that works.
I just know about it from stand-up bits of the 80s and 90s.
And now these people they're rejecting it. These people are rejecting it, and then it's apparently not so easy to undo things like this.
Yeah.
Even though they said, no problem. You put this in, you put the Schmidian penis in. It's called the pneuma. The pneuma penis.
It's meaning like pneumatic?
No, it's a acronym for pneuma.
And then when it goes in, it's an acronym for Pacific. Blah, 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 blah.
We deliver on Fridays. Ask about our calzones.
Right.
I love when I go on forever with that joke because I always find out some other way to make close Tuesdays and Thursdays in March. Ask about our catering. So
it's bad. There's
bad.
an epidemic of.
I couldn't believe
is this like class action suitville?
Oh, because I haven't finished the article. I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know what's happening.
It's a New York article. You never will.
The thing about it is that it just, so like they told us one guy, don't, when you have this, don't read about it online. They were discouraging, and they discouraged the patients in the room. Don't discuss your one with the person it's not right. It's privacy issues. Then the guy looks online one day, and all of a sudden he's like, ba 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 boo boo.
That sounds like more of a happy song.
I don't know how to end the story. And so then
sounds like more like what he'd sing when he got his first implanted erection. Hey, honey, ba 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 boo boo.
The thing is so ridiculous about it. If I was wealthy enough, I would pay somebody to have sex with my wife.
Yeah. Huh?
What? Why do you have to go to that trouble for? Oh, how about this joke? Put me down for 3. That's a joke. You know that one, right?
I don't know.
Wife finds out she has to have more sex, like more times a week.
Yeah.
And then the husband goes, he has to have at least 12 times a week. Husband says, put me down for 3.
Okay.
I just think there's something about these jokes that are so... I think I wrote a joke like this.
Yeah.
Today. Oh, I can't remember it though, so that won't help.
Except I wrote, put me down for 4.
What did I miss now?
Nothing. You said I wrote a joke like this today.
Oh. Let me see if I tweeted it. You say you take over for a second. See if I can find the tweet.
All right. Andy's looking for his tweet right now. How am I doing?
No, I mean, I can't. Oh, it was a joke from Twitter that I posted on Twitter last night.
Oh, okay. That's why I didn't see it.
Yeah. You don't want to see my Twitter right now.
No. Are you done with your with the turfs? With your turf war?
No. Everything is fine. No. But I did a classic Kindler today. I got into this mood where I was like, all these people. Like one guy was like, trying to say something like, he was trying to put Hicks in with Rogan, Corolla, and those other people who I was putting down.
Yeah, okay.
And he was saying, "Yeah, you would. If Hicks was alive, you wouldn't like him." So I went to this tear of I'm answering every goddamn thing, and I was having so much fun, and it was fever pitch, and everybody was loving it until a guy said, "Does that? So, guy number 1, all these Nazis are here, and." Guy number 2, everybody who disagrees with you is a Nazi. But I missed that it was number 2 is Hitler saying it. Hitler.
Ah.
In the bit.
Gotcha.
Hitler. Oh, just because I disagree with you, I'm a Nazi. Great joke. And I started yelling at him. Then I retracted all. He's fine with it. And then I realized that, I'm not making enough money in this Twitter racket for this to pay off. So that's how my day went.
Well, we had a break in our installation today. They didn't.
What happened?
Yeah, they were working. They've been working on another house. That's why it's taken so long to get here. So they just couldn't get here today.
Is that the same contractor you had the last time?
Which one?
Last time also somebody said that he couldn't get there later on in the week.
Well,
no,
there's not enough of a story.
No, I thought there was another. You were mad at one of your contractors because he was late a day or said he wasn't going to work or he left the porta potty on the thing. I don't know. I don't remember the whole thing.
There was a porta potty in my front yard,
right.
But that wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem, no. But no, anytime you're dealing with contractors, adjust for spread. But we actually didn't mind having a day off because yesterday was all fucking like jackhammering the side of our house. Literal jackhammering and hammering to get stuck on.
Why don't you guys leave during that? Why?
Because then the dogs are here alone with jackhammering.
I forget. You can't just go everywhere on your own. You have a family.
Also, I don't have a place to go for 8 hours. But
that's true.
But it'll be quieter now that that phase is done. But it was you get when there's like things hitting against the wall you're near. It's like you get this fight or flight response happening all fucking day.
Now, when we had construction done in here, it was worse because the people.
It was worse. Yes, it was always worse for Andy.
No, I mean because people can hear the people right next to you hear all the noise.
Yeah.
So you don't that part you don't worry about as much.
Well, I do.
Right?
The neighbors can actually hear jackhammering.
No, but you figure you're covered by that because everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing it.
No, you allow, because eventually you're going to have to fix your fucking house at 8 a.m. So you don't bitch to your neighbor about those things.
There are some Mick mansions around this area. Not like as bad as it got when people were doing it.
Yeah.
But there still is like, well, why don't you move into a different area if you want to be the lord of the whole block? I always think of that movie Friends with Money where she gets very upset because she doesn't realize that her husband is her neighbor starts hating her. She doesn't realize it's because they've agreed to do this room addition that blocks everybody's view of everything.
Yeah.
You saw the movie or no?
Which movie? I'm sorry.
Friends with Money. It's Nicole Holofcener and Jennifer Aniston's in it. It's really good. I'm trying to think of who else is in it. The guy Ty Burrell is in it.
Yeah.
Friends with Money. I recommend.
I recall it. I think I even saw it, but
you did see it. The other one she did was the one that James Gandolfini's last movie, which was okay. I don't remember that one as much, but she's done other movies I love. Where he was in love with Julia Louis-Dreyfus or something?
Yeah.
I'm almost up at reviewer
It was called
level.
That's the name of that tune or something like
that. I know. And that was a problem with that one.
Yeah.
But she's made some great movies. And she's Charles Jaffe was her stepfather, who's passed away. And I had
great. She's a Nepo step baby.
Could you imagine if you said that amongst a group of women? Oh, no wonder she's doing so great. Her father was in the. There's 2 women directors in the entire country or something.
Right.
Well, not 2, but
and the other one's Coppola's kid. So there you go.
You always say like, I think it would be hard to be a child of Henry Fonda. You know what I mean? Or anybody.
Yeah, but especially Henry Fonda.
Well, but the thing about Henry Fonda is that the acting does run in the family, and she's great. Right?
Yeah, but Peter wasn't that great.
That's true. He was. But you know why? He blew it. We blew it. No, we didn't blow it. We blew it. No, man. We got high. We got the dope. We blew it, man. Because that's the alternate ending to the thing.
At least we didn't get shot off the road, man.
And then I mixed that up a lot with, you goddamn didn't do it, you goddamn monkey. You monkey. It's the Empire State Building, god damn you. Why is she so mad there at the end?
Because he killed the beast? I don't know. Beauty?
No, it's Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
You didn't do it, you goddamn.
You threw in the Empire State Building, which made it King Kong and not Planet of the Apes.
Why did he care that there was... Maybe it's better that it was buried. Maybe the apes... Why can't the apes be better at running the world?
I don't think he meant you did it, you buried the Statue of Liberty up to its neck. I don't think that's what he meant. It was so much better in the harbor!
I just can't understand how that movie... Like, I know that movie was a good movie.
Yeah, it was okay. I think it's, you got to put it in its time and place, but...
Well, then how do you explain Planet of the Apes?
I mean, it was really just a very long Twilight Zone.
That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it was. And that was the movie that got Charlton Heston into guns. Right?
That was your... I just made a bad fact face.
I made a bad fact and I did an unfunny story. But look look what I bring to the show.
You bring a lot of time filling. You do. You fluff it right up. I watched like a disproportionate amount of sports documentaries this weekend.
Oh, give me some names.
I watched the 30 for 30 documentary about American Gladiators. Which is a good companion piece to the Netflix American.
Well, they're usually higher quality. I'm not saying higher quality.
30 for 30 is a way higher quality doc.
Yeah.
It's much more intellectually honest. It's mostly about the creepy Elvis guy who started the thing, as opposed to yeah. So it's worth seeing actually.
I want to see that. Let me write it down on my thing. What's it called?
It's
30 for 30?
It's the 30 for 30 American Gladiators, I think.
Okay, gotcha.
That's enough data to get you there.
Yeah.
I watched Goliath, which is the Wilt Chamberlain doc on Showtime.
And how was that?
3-parter.
Wow.
It was pretty good. I'm
going to watch all these.
I'm a little bored with the sports docs now, I have to say. There's a little bit of...
You're supposed to sprinkle them in.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a decent doc. It was pretty stylish. They did, instead of doing animation, they did these much more impressionistic kind of paper puppetry things that were much more stylish than bad animation.
Yeah, I like that. I like when they try.
So it was pretty good. And then I watched that quarterbacks thing on Netflix, which was just dull. That was just dull. That
seemed dull to me.
Yeah.
The previews of it.
Yeah.
Actually, they make previews that look like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. There was nothing, it was, I would say you got less knowledge about football than watching watching the Hard Knocks or whatever.
Right.
But it felt very much like a Hard Knocksy kind of. Nothing there for me. Nothing there.
Are we supposed to now boycott Netflix? I forgot what we're supposed to do.
No.
Well, you're not. No?
No, not yet.
Okay. Like, in other words, that I'm willing to sacrifice. I understand during the McCarthy era.
No, even SAG-AFTRA's FAQ is like, no, if you do it alone, it's not going to happen. There's no boycott yet.
On watching it, you mean?
On subscribing to.
Yeah, subscribe. That's what I mean.
But
yeah, I got you.
And they, because there's like an FAQ on their site, and it's like, should blah blah blah. Like, no, with an individual doing it won't have much impact.
Well, that's good to know. And also, like, I happen to like Peacock more than I've liked other things. I didn't know I'd like Peacock so much with the Real Housewives. They're charging a dollar more a month.
I saw that. That's going.
So where's that money going?
That is my least watched of all of them.
Well, no, there's no. Don't even get into it. Hulu. I stopped watching. What did I watch on Apple TV? Now Apple TV has some of those. How is this a progress? You can watch some sports on Apple TV now. That's not progress.
Well, it is. But if you're Apple, they're like, now we have sports. Before we didn't. Progress.
Today, I don't know how I got onto this, but it was about that. Oh, I was listening with Susan to Poetic Champions Compose. Poetic Champions Compose, which is a great Van Morrison album. Very spiritual. Song about Alan Watts. And then went trying to explain to Susan and for myself, like, what the fuck happened to him? He got so angry during the pandemic that him and Eric Clapton both have written pandemic songs.
Right.
You can't get me off the stage. I got to play. Hey now, I don't care how many people collapse and die in the crowd. I didn't do very much with my money and now I'm in big trouble. Why didn't he do better with his money, Van? So that, but I know he's
three words, Andy. Glug, glug, glug.
Is he a little tipsy?
Van Morrison?
I didn't know that.
No, you didn't know he was a drinker. Wow.
No, I thought he was just crazy because I know he's like, when Amy Mann told me that she was on tour with him and at one point
he leaves. I've seen him play. He leaves the stage to drink mid-song.
That's not good, Van. I mean, first of all, he should know the warning signs. He's from Ireland, right?
Uh-huh.
They drink over there. But why does he get so mean? I think he's always been, because I love him. I love his music so much. His music is amazing. But man, does he have some issues with life? Yeah.
I'm like, there are certain moods that are perfect for Van Morrison, and then I don't give a shit the rest of the time.
Well, I'm not talking about Moondance. I'm talking about
Moondance either, asshole.
Look, fuckface. I'm talking about this Alan Watts blues song, which is very good. I recommend anybody who likes. Well, the album Enlightenment. See, I'm going to go further than you. I'm going to say I was really into him, and I think maybe I was too into him.
I'll say, yeah, you got fooled.
It's not like that. I'm not going to cop to that, man.
That was whew.
Hey, this is for people who want to know. I know that the global warming is destroying the planet.
I wish I could be like Alan Watts. I don't
know that one.
It's David Watts, actually, by the Kinks.
Oh, it's not an Alan Watts song at all.
No, it's David Watts.
The Alan Watts Blues is a great song, and I'm going to sing it for you right now. No, I won't.
That's it.
No, you can't. We're only 45 minutes in, I think.
Oh, shit. How could you repair something like that?
What do you mean? Would you think there's been a breach in the show?
No, I think it's good. I just meant it just felt like such a nice ending point.
You'd like to end it there.
No, I'm happy. I'm enjoying myself.
Why is this endlessly entertaining to me? It should not be this entertaining to me.
The fake freeze every time?
The fake freeze is great. And I realize now listening to the show that people can't see often what I'm talking about. I didn't realize this.
Ah, good.
When I start to describe various paintings, or I say get a two-shot or something, there's no camera. Why would I say get a two-shot?
I don't know. Because you believe in vaccines.
I can't do it.
No.
I can't do it. I can't do it because if I do it, here's the way people don't know the real Josh. You don't know your whole thing, man. Like Josh, he could cut the show off 50 times in a row at 45 minutes. I do it once. He's fucking down my ass. He's up my ass.
You get
what
docked.
The fuck?
You get docked.
He said, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that, buddy?
Get off my stage. I go, totally Buddy fucking Rich on you.
I've decided now that Buddy Rich sucked. I mean, when did you ever want to hear someone, we go, hey, can you put the song in the background and put this narcissistic asshole banging on the drums out front? I'm exaggerating for effect.
No, but I mean, all of it's true.
Because he had to be the boss.
Yeah. And the star.
Did he write his songs too?
I don't
he probably
know.
wrote some crap.
I don't think so, because one of the fights on the bus with those famous tapes is the musician going, "Those are the best charts in your book," is the ones I wrote. Yeah.
I think
you take your fucking charts and get off the fucking bus right now. I don't need your fucking charts. I didn't need your fuck.
Oh my God, that guy, and also a guy who wasn't even that entertaining when he went on Johnny. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he was almost too much there.
Yeah, well, it's like he had a Borscht Belt comedian demeanor without jokes.
That's right. But then the advantage
he was like
has
Pat Cooper without funny.
The advantage he has, though, Johnny likes that type of music.
Well, Johnny was a drummer.
Johnny was a drummer. And Johnny, you have to think if he had kept with the drums that he would have just gotten better and better because he's so nervous with the thing and the thing and the boom, boom, boom.
He literally did sit at home and play drums.
I believe that.
With headphones on.
I just can't take any more of this. I don't know what's happening with the show.
Why?
I don't know what happened with the show. Everything was good.
You know what it is, Andy? It's too real. It's too real for you.
That's what you've been telling me. Because a lot of times what you don't know about Josh and I when we have meetings for the show, at the very first meeting for the show,
I go, give me $60 right now.
Somehow you get off of this episode with the better anecdote. I'm the guy going, first of all, let me establish one thing. He was black. Okay. Are you happy now?
As if that made the story better. Like you were going to be doing a dialect later.
How did Robin Williams get away with it? Okay, I'm not going to make fun of Robin Williams anymore. It was like, he didn't get away with it, right? No, but like, and the black, well, it was Rickles was more like going, and the black guys going, oh, my river. I mean, Rickles really had the older black people.
Rickles he got an exemption that wasn't even deserved, really, by the end.
Do you think it was because he worked at school with my dad?
I think that was it, yeah.
It makes the boom, 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 boom. It makes the boom, 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 boom. It makes the boom, 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 boom. It makes the boom, 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 boom. It makes the people.
What you gonna do? Do what Andy says. Let's make some who. I said people. Listen to what you now. Got no choice but to make some who. Let's make some who. We'll make some who. We'll make some who. We'll make some who. Come on now. Come on now. We'll make some who. Come on now. That's all. We'll make some who.
I had to turn off Andrea Mitchell reports. What are you doing to me?
Saving you?
You're killing me. No, you're killing me. You're killing me. Hi, Josh. Elvis. Susan wants to know what you're doing over there. Everybody in the area says, first of all, pipe down.
Yeah.
It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, I hear Lucky say, give me a wrench, Cody. No?
Huh?
Doesn't sound right.
I don't know why you're Ricklesing my dog.
Hey, you look good, Lucky. Would you like a cookie? What is this man doing? What you getting? Windows and walls and doors and a new roof and windows and doors.
Everything but the roof was correct.
Oh my God! You have all new insides.
Well,
in the bedroom.
In the bedroom, we're good. Yeah, I mean that's coming next week. But the windows
and that's where you need it.
The windows and doors are all. Well, the people outside need it. Need the insulation.
Yeah. God, let me tell you something. I do a lot of peeping in your area, and you're constantly. I can see inside.
Yeah.
What? Hold it. Oh, I may have said too much. I'm peeping to make sure that there's no women around.
Yeah.
And badly. I walked up to the man, and I just want to say right away, he was an African-American fellow. That's the first thing I want to say. I'm only doing this because there's no reason for it, except for white guilt.
I love the things that stick with you, from sure.
I know, because it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Okay, can I ask you, do you have anything to open with? Because I had a question for you.
Well, not if you have a question for me. I'd hate to interrupt that flow. And it's gone.
This is my first time that they've. I've got a business thing. Well, I got one business thing from Cameo before, but it was just like very like a company I had never heard of or whatever. But I could make $375 if I endorse this SpinX games. It's like casinos, cash club. Everyone's making money online. Here's what I have to say, though. Here's what I have to say.
Okay.
And this is lying, I believe. In just the first 10 spins, I hit a massive jackpot, and the payout was over 10 million coins. This is required.
Yeah, you should do that.
This game is surprisingly relaxing and satisfying.
Wow.
I've already won over 20 trillion coins, so this is required.
20 trillion coins?
Coins so far. I didn't spend a single penny.
That really devalues the value of a single coin, doesn't it? If you're into the trillions, I think that really tells the tale. That's kind of their tell right there.
But
He's a trillionaire?
I have to say this. I didn't spend a single penny. Yes, zero.
I don't know.
Download today.
For $375?
I'm not doing this.
I don't think
you would do it.
No, I didn't say for $375. Of course you should. That wasn't my point.
No, I wouldn't do it for any. I wouldn't do it for any amount of money. When people say that, of course, $1 million.
A gajillion coins.
Is that like in the quiz? Did they send out emails in the quiz show scandal? All right, remember we're cheating, and here's what you need to do. Is that Mr. Van Doren, dear Mr. Van Doren? Remember, tonight's the big night. They're sending me the information for their scam, right?
That's right. You could be a whistleblower.
And I think the money goes to the Native American tribes.
By the way, you just did their endorsement on our podcast.
No.
For free.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like the people like, fuck, this sounds too good to pass up. It's awful. Awful. Well, let me see. What else do I have to tell you that happened between our last time and today? First of all, Mr. On Time.
Mr. Not on time. Mr. Early.
Yeah.
Mr. Oh, it's 9:57. What the fuck? I'll go.
That's odd. That's almost like, what's he trying to prove with his?
That's why I had to be ready. I was like, boom, there's your 9:57.
Yeah, because
you can't out early me. I'm like Kobe. You won't get to the gym before me.
I thought it was LeBron.
Both.
Oh, they both did the same thing. Yeah. I just want to say this, that I still find it very sad. I
just didn't know if you knew who LeBron was.
I find it very sad. It's like, I find it very sad, the whole Kobe, the whole motorcycle, not the motorcycle thing, but the helicopter thing.
Yeah.
And when am I going to get over it?
I think you're mostly over it. I feel like you're mostly over it.
I have no soul. I don't care about anything, really. Tony Bennett died. I thought he died.
When he lost his heart? Is that what you were going for?
There's a very funny story within the family of Susan Malgin. One of her aunts went to see Tony Bennett, big fan, and then got to meet Tony Bennett, and they were on the back room. I liked you better than Frank. Right? Then he leaves, and they go, you liked him? No, Frank was the best. You know, when he leaves, I liked you better than, not really.
Could not think of a sincere compliment to give Tony Bennett.
But she, no, I mean, she loved it. She loved the show.
Sure, but you could.
But you always overreach with that kind of thing. I don't even know why Frank Sinatra was paid to sing when you were doing what you're doing, that kind of thing. You always go over the top.
I don't, but I don't ever go over the top. I think
he couldn't have held your tenor cup. You never go over the top. That's true.
I don't. I very rarely go over the top.
What would that look like? Even on the Mystery Science Theater,
it would look like normal human behavior, probably. Me going over the top.
That could be like this. Josh, what?
That's how it is when I'm both on stage and acting, is I have to go like 20% bigger than I imagine myself to get to where I'm.
Just to summon enough energy to get the crowd going. Well, you get the crowd into a frenzy, first of all.
Absolutely.
Don't forget that.
After I say goodbye.
I know you're going to be disappointed to know that Mike Binder is an asshole. Complete fucking asshole.
He's no Tony Bennett.
Mike Binder's like saying, oh, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is a loon. You know, he's like, is this the thing that got loving? Is this the dividing line now when you see someone? Oh, yeah. Oh, he's not the son of Robert F. Kennedy? Is that what you're telling me? What are you telling me? People embracing this loon.
Ah, okay.
Okay, I knew I was going away.
Yeah.
But they're just like, this is like stupidity 101. You don't support Robert F. Kennedy. Why do you get excited? It's white men from the 80s. White men.
Yeah.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Why do you think they're just horrible people? Rob Schneider, Mike Binder, all of a sudden this thing comes out. They were just bad comics before, but now all of a sudden it comes out that they think Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is great.
My theory is they're all afraid of needles.
I think you might be. I really don't. I think you're onto something there. I really do think you're onto something. These macho guys who claim to be macho, but they are scared of needles, right? But they're covering up with
exactly.
They're covering it up with. I told you. Little Joe Rogan is probably scared. Little Joe Rogan, I didn't want to get this shot. And so he pays for people to give him blood transfusions.
Right.
Yeah. All right. You can tell him I'm going downhill. Is there anything else that you would like to report before we go on to?
I'm very pleased to have a non-banging day today. It's very good. The new windows.
Is it over?
Well, the installations of the doors and windows are done. And they look fantastic. Are done.
Yeah.
But the drywall and stucco work to repair the installation has to take place in about a week.
Is this going to be like a palace if I ever go over there again?
Oh, it's a palace already.
Right.
Now it's a double-paned palace.
If you ever go to Josh's house, it's the thing that's amazing is the postmodern look. They don't even keep a tray anywhere because they like that sparse.
It's all just clean. Yeah, it's just
clean lines.
It's just all.
What am I making fun of? I have a little hub.
It's like Kubrick did my house.
Kubrick.
Speaking of Kubrick, I just saw The Killing for the first time this week.
What's that? Is that his first movie?
It's not his first movie, but it's his first. I think it's like what he considered his first Kubrick movie, if you will.
Would you say that on Criterion? You're not still with the Criterion.
I am still with the Criterion, yes.
They've drained every penny out of your pocket by now.
Absolutely. They shook me by the ankles and charmed me with...
You know how they are over there.
Gold!
So what'd you think?
It's not great, but it's good. I mean, it's like lots of great scenes. It's a heist movie. Have you ever seen it? No,
nope.
Obviously not.
I've heard of it at least.
Yeah, that's good. It was it's like his next movie was Paths of Glory, which was another leap by a big leap, I would say. This was like a casino or a horse track heist movie.
Like we did?
It was better than ours.
Are you sure?
It was better than ours. But Sterling Hayden, really good.
He is great. Was he in Apocalypse Now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he was.
He's not the one who says.
He was in. He was the police chief that gets shot in the throat in Godfather.
What do they have here? I'll never forget that. What do they have that's good here? He says before he's stabbed in the. Is he stabbed in the throat or shot in the throat?
He's shot in the throat by Michael Corleone.
And he was trying to act nice to Michael earlier in the car. Michael, I'm sorry I had to be a little rough on you. You know, this is the way it goes.
All right.
Boom. That's how you know you're getting killed. Boom. Don't ask me. I'm not a movie reviewer.
The weird. I mean, it was kind of like you can see how like he didn't trust the audience because there was narration. You know, they kind of did it almost documentary style at times with narration. You know, because there was some time shifts. Meanwhile, and blah 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 blah. You know, so it was didn't quite trust the audience to follow the filmmaking, but.
And they say he was a genius.
And the ending was I was easy to see coming. I thought.
Sorry.
And the other thing I saw finally was Harvey last night.
And it's okay. Here's before. I was in Harvey. I played Elwood P. Dowd as a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
And it seemed like a delightful play to me at the time.
Yeah.
And I thought the movie cracked me up for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Is this Arsenic and Old Lace? No, it's Harvey.
It's Harvey, but it's the same woman. The woman from Arsenic and Old Lace also played Harvey's sister.
Have you met my friend Harvey? Good.
Is that how you did it as a 12-year-old?
No, I did it as myself. Is this where he goes, Dowd's the name? Elwood P.
Well, yeah, what other thing would it be?
That's the line from the play. And you didn't, you put down our camp productions in the YMCA upstate New York in 1967. You put them down.
I do.
But they're still legendary.
It was, I had come to this point where I was actually expecting to like it way more than I thought I would, having not watched it ever.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it way more than I thought I would. Yeah. It was way different than I thought it would be. And there was some very funny stuff, mostly by the Arsenic and Old Lace woman. But I don't know. I mean, it definitely has sort of a nice sort of parable for today in terms of trans and queer people and this thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Of people treating it like it's this imaginary thing, and no, it's clearly real.
Right. Yeah.
It's the one thing that bothers people about them, and because they think it makes them crazy, but it's real.
Right.
So I'm not saying everyone should watch Harvey as a parable, but but I was trying to find some meaning in it besides if you're a nice guy, everything's fine. If people like you, fuck it. Even if you're a drunk.
Did you prefer it? Well, at least you're not doing your stupid poems about your stupid dead dogs. That's all I care about.
I like to do a little.
Here it comes.
I just lost a little one of my dogs.
And so, why did they have to write? Did you write the poem, or did the fucking dog write the poem?
Well, that's just silly. It's called I Missed You, Clyde.
Clyde's the name of the dog?
Clyde's the name of the dog.
Oh, no, I forgot that is the name of the dog. I'm sorry. I have to go out of the bad bit. Okay, go ahead. Yes. I'm sorry.
Clyde?
You're going to make me cry now.
I miss you. If you were here, I'd kiss you.
You broke my heart. I wanted to make fun of Jimmy Stewart's dog things. And then you brought it around to a heartwarming moment. Yeah, and he's pretty good. That Jimmy Stewart in almost everything.
I love Jimmy Stewart. I really do. I mean, it's hard. And I just saw Winchester 57 last week, and he was good in that too. I
don't remember that. I think it's
Western.
What's that sound?
Western.
Oh, Western.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, I'm very busy. I have to go.
It's time for questions. What do you want to know? We love your questions so much. It's half our show. Half our show.
Pickle says, "What's a Tom Hanks movie that you've seen that you really enjoyed, if any?" That's pretty harsh, right?
There's lots of Tom Hanks.
There's lots of them.
I feel like Tom Hanks almost like I feel about Jimmy Stewart at this point in my life.
Big is great.
Big is great. I thought Splash was great.
Splash is great.
I thought Philadelphia was great. I thought
Punchline.
I thought Castaway was great.
I didn't see that.
I thought he was good in Road to Perdition. I thought he was good as Sully. I thought he was good. I mean, I didn't love the movie Sully, but
how about This Is Good as This? People do as people don't.
Didn't like Forrest Gump, but it wasn't because of him.
Even the guy who wrote Forrest Gump, the book, didn't like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
He said it went too corny. But I actually have to tell you that in that movie, I saw it with Susan. I think we were crying.
Yeah,
Enjoying some of the scenes in that movie when we first went there.
Yeah, I think if you separate it from its cultural moment, it's probably better.
Right.
But no, I mean, lots. I genuinely like Tom Hanks. So
yeah,
I think he's done some total shit as well. And I thought like Tom Parker was not a good thing. And I thought
What's Tom Parker
in Elvis.
Oh, no, but he's made the Thing You Do was good.
Really like that
Thing
movie.
You Do.
That's one of the stickiest movies around for me.
I used to have because he's the exact same age I am. I used to have just general envy. Why is he so popular and I'm doing nothing? But that went away.
That's good.
Yeah, I actually like him, but also I like his politics, and he seems to be a good guy.
Yeah, that's what you hear. I do think it's funny how by being just sort of basically decent, you can become just a legend of nicety in this town. Well,
I like when he says he goes, "I'm filming in France and there was a wedding there, so I had to drop the H-bomb." I like that kind of thing. When he talks about dropping the H-bomb, makes fun of himself. Do you know to confuse that story?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so he's filming somewhere.
Yeah.
And where they're filming, they were having a wedding.
Uh-huh.
And so they were going to disturb the wedding, so he had to drop the H-bomb. He went in there, he hung around with them, took pictures, took photos. So I just like when he calls it the H-bomb.
Gotcha.
See, I don't ruin every anecdote like you claim that I ruin them. Some of these anecdotes I really do a good job with.
That's how you ruin them sometimes, is with the thing afterwards.
I saw you winding up. Dan Marsh. Damn, stop mocking me.
Stop mocking me.
Dan Marsh says, "Hey guys, who are some of your favorite foreign? It's your favorite foreign movie. Who are some of your favorite? I've been listening to a lot of Steely Dan. Who are your favorite foreign people? For the purposes of this question, Canada doesn't count, and Andy can't say Russell Brand." Then maybe it's that God Sad, that other horrible guy from Canada who's mean. God Sad. We love lots of foreign people.
Sure.
Maybe Maurice Chevalier.
Ho, ho, ho. Thank heaven for Maurice Chevalier, I say.
I love Jerry Lewis.
He's not foreign.
Oh. But
he's just beloved by foreign people. I love Monty Python. I love their predecessor. I love Peter Cook and Dudley Moore. And I haven't ever dove deep into the Goons, but I think I certainly love Peter Sellers. I'm going way the fuck back.
I don't think you're going past me even, and I'm old.
How about Victor Borge? How about that?
Is he the guy who would play the piano and do funny things?
Yes. And he was genuinely funny, yeah.
He was genuinely funny.
Yeah.
Did I sound like I was being sarcastic? I just have a certain tone.
I don't know, but when he played the piano and do funny things, that was just...
Yeah, it's a certain thing that I have for my own inferiority that I can't even compliment something good. Is that that thing with the thing? Oh, it's Fred Astaire. Oh, he did the thing with the feet?
BD West says, guys, Saturday mornings are special for me, and I'm a creature of habit. Growing up, it was the MLB game of the week. Nowadays, it's enjoying a favorite Paul Anka and Friends compilation album. Do you guys have any cherished Saturday morning rituals? Yes, I dread editing our podcast for most of the morning.
We are going to have to pay you for this. We have never paid you for this. We're going to have to do a one-time, I don't know, $200 gift certificate. There's no way to pay you back for this. Go ahead, though. Please continue.
Do you have any Saturday morning rituals, Andy?
Yeah, I get up and I go, why do I feel like someone is doing something for something I'm involved with, but I don't have anything more to do with it, so I feel light and free and airy. Oh.
I was going for guilt. Fuck.
Oh, I should let me text Josh this question. You know what? He's doing that. I don't want to, he's doing the show today. Something like that.
Right.
Have I answered anything?
Well, you answered with a little glib little package there.
Oh, like you're so great? All right. Clarity Ripper says, wop, wop, wop. Left a wet spot, 7/18/23. What?
Clarity Ripper says, go to our page and check out this YouTube video.
Tweet Bahara, tweet, twiddly tweet, tweet. Tweet Bahara says, I've been working on a big working on a big project. What did I miss? I'm hurt that you went ahead and did the show without me. Well, first of all, he's now he's piqued our curiosity.
Yeah, he's clearly somewhere without Wi-Fi.
He follows up and says, choosing one of these for my headstone. 1, he had a hat, which is a classic. I make a living.
I think a nice
Lenny.
living. I think you go with nice living.
I make a nice living.
Isn't that how
is that
it goes?
it?
Isn't that how it goes?
I make a living. I think there is a joke that you can go, I make a living.
Are you comfortable? I make a nice living. Isn't that how
Yeah, I think that's not the right way then. You're right. Nice. Lenny, I have to, but you. That's the joke that I used for my dad's funeral, where my mother said to me, Andy, I have to, but you? And it was hilarious.
You didn't actually use it at the funeral.
No. No, I did not. That's not, you know how they go, people like us, we deal with death, we laugh in the face of death, not at the actual funeral when the people are there. It's not good.
I would throw in 2 more options. Make up your mind. I have to adjust the chair. And and you're not out here for the hunting, are you?
Oh! I don't really remember either one of those jokes, so I kind of do.
Really?
But I don't remember. Is it the dentist is someone trying to have sex with the patient?
No, the dentist says, I'm afraid you have to have a root canal. She goes, I'd rather go into labor. Make up your mind. I have to adjust the chair.
I never heard that before. I can't believe. So the guy is saying that he could also, I don't think dentists have the skills to deliver. If you know what, folks, you really need to start watching the feed that has us on camera, because you have to see some of these faces that he's making.
Stephen L. Yates says, guys, I'm looking for gummies that are endorsed by an old comedy team. Alan and Rossi, Rowan and Martin, a third duo. Any ideas?
Well, you bring up a very good point, Stephen L. Yates. This really has infuriated me, because I was all for Tommy Chong when they sent him to jail for nothing, and he was being persecuted, right?
Sure.
But they went out of their way with John Ashcroft. Now he's selling gummies that don't get you high. They're made from hemp. I guess he's doing it so they can sell them in all 50 states. But he's also overloading it's not just once, it's every other thing in my timeline.
I don't think it's Tommy himself doing that, I'm guessing.
No, right. Someone should tell him, though. It's really annoying.
No, they're becoming a running joke now.
And
not in a good comedy team way.
Well, there's one where they have an old shot.
Not in the Dave's Not Here way.
Yeah, and then exactly. And let me speak for just me and maybe not for Josh. Cheech and Chong were funny, but they weren't that funny that the movies got worse and worse and worse, was my memory of them. And so they have a picture of like a still from one of the movies where they're reaching out like, and then in the foreground is a lovely bowl of his new chews, which all have artificial colors in them. There's a red, there's a green. What the fuck is happening? I mean, I know I'm too upset about it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I mean, all gummies have artificial colors in them. So
that's not true. That's not true. I really hate that part of me. That's not true. So now we both do.
Block him, you'd say.
Mike Binder jokes. That's the name of his thing.
Grow says, I watched a guy explain on YouTube for a half hour why Never Going Back Again is one of the hardest songs to play. Why? My relationship with my guitar is like a friend you see once a year who you used to be close to. What's the hardest song you can play on guitar?
I do Stairway to Heaven into the lead from Jump into, I don't know what I'm saying.
Jump.
Did you say one of my favorite guitar leads? Because I would say some of my favorite guitar leads accompany Steely Dan songs.
What do you think? What's the hardest thing you ever?
The hardest thing I ever played.
Buckle down and learn to play.
No, I never did. I never did buckle down to like learn something that was beyond. I could play Grateful Dead songs, but that's not.
You can do
jazz.
You can do that with 3 fingers.
No, he had 4 fingers.
Oh, okay, sorry,
Jerry.
I was thinking of Django.
I know that you weren't even thinking of Jerry Garcia's missing finger when you said that, right?
No, I was, yes.
Oh, okay.
But I was thinking it was 2 of them for some reason. And then I remembered Django. But I'm a terrible guitar player. I always have been because I have no discipline or stick-to-itiveness. Mm-hmm. The hardest thing I've ever learned to play is probably Blackbird.
Ooh.
And I had it down for a while, but it fell apart. I couldn't. It would take me a while to get it back and going.
Well, to answer the question honestly, I did take classes at Dick Grove Music Workshop, and I also studied with someone who taught me music theory. So some of those songs I did play, like "How High the Moon," on guitar,
jazz chords. That was what
jazz chords, and it really did help me to learn jazz chords for writing to write because they're not like crazy chords. They're like ninths and things like that.
Right.
Not diminished things, and so. But I really quickly, I think I've told you this a million times, I really quickly went, I don't think I can do this. If this is the route I want to go, I don't think I can do this.
Yeah.
Like, I kept saying, you can do it if you practice 10 hours a day. And then I wouldn't practice 10 hours a day.
Right. No, I mean, every good guitar player I know is compelled. From some part of their life, they spent most of their time with a guitar on their lap.
I did the same thing to learn acoustic guitar. I think I'm a good acoustic guitar player. I did it when I broke my arm in high school, and then my hand was like locked like that.
Yeah.
And I spent like months and months and months. I went through that, but never to the point of being like a virtuoso lead player because it reminded me too much of violin, which I hated, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I probably couldn't have done it. Right?
Well, I mean, I think, I think if you don't have the compulsion to do it.
What's the point of even doing it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people who are called to it.
Well, unless
I'm called to making music, but I'm not called to anything that requires discipline.
Well, I also admire people who play that aren't necessarily like. It used to drive me crazy with Neil Young. Like the Southern Man lead is like one of the worst things I think I could hear. I don't like that song. I love Neil Young, but then some of that song it goes on too long for me. But I admire the fact that he just kind of gets.
Do you like it more than "Sweet Home Alabama," the answer song?
The what?
The answer song to that.
Oh, that's right.
Hope Neil Young will remember. Southern man don't need him around now anyhow.
Oh my God!
Sweet home Alabama.
That's what they're saying in that song?
Yeah, it's an answer to Neil Young's Southern Man.
Well, first of all, Neil Young came from a country where they did a lot to their own people that wasn't very good. Huh. And I'm sure he was sensitive to that, too.
I'm sure he was.
I don't think he wasn't just sensitive to the one thing.
I think, that song.
You know what?
That was all about taking down First Nation people, that song.
But it's repetitive, Southern Man. I don't care about is that Leonard Skinner?
Sweet Home Alabama was,
yes.
Yeah,
fuck Leonard Skinner. They're the ones who had the conservative flag, right? I mean, they're the ones that have the Confederate flag, which is now the conservative flag. All right, stop me. I'm getting really obnoxious. Mozart says, "Here's something."
No. Look behind you. Sorry. Go ahead.
Here's something. Josh, how did you know you had a kidney issue? I've thrown out my back 3 times recently and stupidly worried that it's one of my kidneys failing because the pain's kind of high and deep inside. Sorry, don't qualify for old Jew medical corner. Was raised Mormon.
Mozart is Mormon. It's nice to put some facts.
He was raised Mormon.
I found out it had there was no pain at all associated with my kidney cancer. It was.
They found it out because they were doing another test.
Yes, and really, what this exposes, Mozart, is that you never got my album.
I guess he doesn't enjoy chunks.
That's right. But no, it was totally asymptomatic, and because I had a colon issue that they put me in for a CAT scan and then discovered the thing on my kidney that way.
It photobombed.
It photobombed my colon. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Andy.
You know, they talk about being asymptomatic. They never talk about desymptomatic. Remember the last week? You remember that?
Where you scratched your face
you said
like a
you rubbing
monkey?
your face like a monkey. NLP says, I am high NLP from Mandy. I'm pondering whether to identify myself on social media. I don't post anything I wouldn't say publicly. If you weren't public figures, and assuming no constraints imposed by employers, would you still use your real names on social media? Yes, I would still use my real name on social media. I would never want to well, it depends. If you had a job for the government or something. I mean, if you were forced by your job.
Assuming there was no constraints imposed by employers.
No, I would go with my real name, and I would try not to say things that were horrible. And if I was working for a place that would say, don't curse, I couldn't work there probably.
All right, but that's not the question.
What is the question?
I mean, I'm talking, the place of employment is off the table as a consideration. She's
I think I would use my real name.
I'm not sure. I think if I didn't have any kind of a fame Jones that got me to where I am, I don't know. I think I might be the kind of person who would create an online persona.
Yeah, and that would be nothing.
With a funny,
I don't like that look on your face when you said that.
Because I was trying to put a fake pretentiousness on it.
Yeah, let me say that again.
An online persona.
It's intellectually dishonest.
Yeah, it would be. But I also have that thing of like people are cowards online anonymously.
Right, which is terrible.
You know, I don't know. I don't know if my sense of intellectual honesty or my sense of whimsy would take precedence.
They're both very strong.
Very strong.
Forces in your life. That's great. Johnny Whoop says, thank you, NLP.
I think we skipped one. Richard Cole.
Richard says, hey, guys, do you plan to ever
don't call me late for supper, Cole. Give his name.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Hey, guys, do you plan to ever leave L.A. for a quiet life in the country? I would say no. I would say no. I would like to have a place by the. I would love to move down to the South Bay. I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah. We don't have any plans to leave. It's in the realm of possibility. If we left, Allison would probably want to go to Ireland or England.
Which would be it would be for political reasons. You're almost saying,
and then there'd be like a winter, and she'd go, "We should go home now."
Is that the way she talks?
Yeah, it is when she's cold.
Interesting.
When she's very cold.
We should go home now. I need a sweater.
But our kid lives here. That's one consideration, and the other is just there's nowhere else calling to us. And I finally, after all these years, like LA. I love where. Well, that's going too far. I don't love it, but I love my life. And as much as there's horrible people here, mm-hmm. there's also the most of my kind of people here.
Yep, you said it. You said it right. You said it best. And I shouldn't even gild the lily. Johnny Whoop says, here it is hot and humid, and I love a popsicle. When did you last have a popsicle? That's an interesting question, Johnny Whoops. I stopped eating popsicles when I got type 2 diabetes. I have it.
Oh, yeah.
He's got it.
The type 2 diabetes. Boom.
Ow.
Type 2 diabetes. Boom.
Ow.
I can't have that ice cream. No.
Ooh.
But that ice cream has 0 grams sugar.
Ooh.
Okay, that's enough. I might try to. You know what the problem is? I know I'm angling for some kind of sting. It's ridiculous.
Well, there already is a sting. So you were just adding on. You were piling on to the existing sting there.
Did you mention that I started listening to the show? I haven't listened to
You mentioned
the show.
that you listened to part of it last week. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. No.
Seth, what?
Quite a streak.
Seth the third says, I don't want to put in the
By the way, I need to answer the popsicle question. Come on.
Oh, okay. Sorry. What is your what?
I didn't. The most recent, I had a root beer float pop, which was ice cream covered by a root beer popsicle.
Yeah,
it was good.
As a popsicle.
It wasn't
tell me how you
technically a
made this
popsicle.
again.
I
How'd
didn't
you do
make
this
it. I
again?
didn't make it. I bought it.
Oh, you bought a root beer float.
Yeah.
Don't get mad. You're so close to getting mad at me. Just because I'm not listening.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not listening. This is what happens. Here's me in therapy. The motherfucking guy, he gets upset with me because I don't listen to what he says. What do you think of that? And then she goes, you're absolutely right, Andy. He sounds like a monster.
Yes.
Why would you do a podcast with him? He's holding you back. Why did she do that?
Because you pay her.
Seth Dick the Third says, I don't want to put it in the Constitution, but you shouldn't be president if you were junkie for 18 years, 10 plus, or your wife killed yourself. Herself. What about you guys? Mama Dick wants to know if you can get her Taylor Swift tickets.
I can't get her more, no. I told her 2 shows was the limit.
This guy, Seth Dick, he has delivered consistently for many years within this fake persona of having a mother called Dick.
Also, he piled on JFK or RFK Jr. for you.
I think I follow Seth Dick. Oh, I do. Oh, very exciting. Greg Kelly says, I don't want to embarrass him, but I'm to understand that James Mason has been a quiet, nearly silent, I'm told, force in the union, keeping solidarity among the rank and file. Is it true that he and Fran have been pals since his season 2 guest spot on The Nanny? I don't know if that's true. How could we even find that out?
All I can say is quite clearly I'm a union man from the very beginnings of my father's coal work. And I believe in Franny. I believe in Franny all the way.
I'm so angry at you for the way you react. I never had any idea you hated modern music so much. It just really...
I don't hate modern music. I hate rock and roll.
But that's great music.
Give me a country and western song from today and I'm all there. Because you know why? Because they enunciate.
He's such an idiot.
What good is a poem whose words you can't understand?
Wait, are we done? I don't know. Christopher Citro says, when a thunderstorm rolls in and you turn out all the lights and open the windows to listen and watch, what stories do you tell whoever is there in the room with you?
I said the story I tell is, it's okay, doggies. It's okay. Everything's fine. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine.
I'm nothing if not reassuring. Like if a sound happens outside, I say, do not worry, Susan. Your husband is here. He will defend you. If there's a noise outside, I often run to the front door, put my ear against it, get my AR-15 out from the schmeckle, and I'm ready to go, baby. Let's rock it. I'm sorry about that. End of that.
Well,
Sorry.
no, you just, the only thing that was wrong with that was that you used AR-15 and schmeckle in the same sentence.
Yeah, no, separate your schmeckles.
Mike Sislak says, thanks for the flight tips. Even though the flight got delayed twice, so I was 2 hours late, threw my schedule off, but I managed. What are some pet peeves of you guys? Personally, I'm still upset at the fact that chip bags are 1/3 chips and 2/3 chip flavored air.
It's a good one. Airports bothered the hell out of me, and I haven't been. So my life is much better now that I haven't flied.
My snack related pet peeve is low end Ziploc sealing for snack bags.
It's really bad. What is the wrong? They don't.
There needs
close.
to be a minimum Ziploc standard in this country.
I mean, what are we doing? Why are we calling it a Ziploc?
Why are you calling it
fold and close?
You can't call it resealable if you can't. That was another face joke.
George Carlin kind of angry George Carlin material. Mort says, "That's me, Mort. Here's something, man." Mort says, "Andy, I'm a huge fan of your character Mort on Bob's Burgers, and I need to know if you agree that he used the word wowza. Wowza. I don't think so. But I'm going to just try and sneak it in there in my next. Actually, I can't do any more stuff with them. They're struck, I believe.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
So, man, thanks for depressing me, Mort. I'm going to try to use the word wowza, and I'll report back to you.
John Dunbar says, how in the world did Josh cover the impossible to cover Skidoo? Live, no less. Thank you for playing it at halftime. Josh thanks someone for a chart. Can he explain that chart? What Nilsson song did Allison cover? Does Andy have any idea what I'm talking about?
Somewhat.
You heard Skidoo, right? I sent it to you.
Yes. I heard... wait a second now.
And it was in the middle of last week's show. I don't know if you reached that point in the show last week.
Reached it... No, I didn't reach it in the show, but I listened to the thing that you sent me.
Yes. The chart was literally a musical chart that the drummer, in this case, we had two guys in the band who were both like Berklee School of Music guys. But he literally went through the thing like the fucking Zapruder film and retro engineered a chart for the whole thing.
Oh my god!
Which was way harder than me learning the words. I think the thing that's most impressive is that we only had ran through it once at one rehearsal.
That's amazing.
So that's how good the chart was.
I used to write some killer charts.
But the chart I mean, if you don't know anything, the chart means it's a score, the music. It's the chords and where all the breaks are and where all the stops and all, you know.
Yeah, you're reading that on an actual piece of paper.
Yeah. Chaotic Neutral says, hey guys, it's not TV, it's the commercials that get me. Ow!
That's true.
If a 55-year-old has been taking on Prevagen for 23 years, that means they started taking old age pills at 32. I think they say 2 or 3 years, not 23 years.
Right.
I've been on Prevagen for 2 or 3 years.
It's the worst.
I can't fucking remember anything anymore. Honey?
Yeah.
Did I take my Prevagen?
Oh, God. People who know me say I look younger.
You don't, he says.
He don't, he says. You know, these commercials, and I can tell you, TV had a bunch, but it's like the balance of nature ones. They're insidiously trying to kill me. I can't eat any. I just eat these pills every day. That's all I eat, and a cracker.
Well, and again, their medical people are always like, I've been a nurse for 35 years, and I've learned a lot about nutrition.
This one lady goes, I'm really into this. I've researched it. That's what she says.
Right.
I researched it.
Yes. Much like I did with my vaccines.
You have a great look of an unvaccinated loon. That's how you look.
Thank you.
I don't believe in vaccines. I can't think. Are we going to the other area now?
We are. We're going from Musk to Zuck. Daisy Petunia says, hey, Josh.
You got it, baby.
Hey, Josh, can you tell us the story of Rumpelstiltskin? I could.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Can you tell it?
No, I don't know it.
All right. Well, then I should tell it, so you know.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's like the ultimate fuck, marry, kill tale, really. it's king puts woman into a. Well, I think her father tells the king. I think the king's looking for a wife,
right?
And the father goes, "Well, my daughter can spin straw into gold." And the king goes, "All right, prove it," and sticks the daughter into like a into a tower with a bunch of straw and a spinning wheel, and says, "If that's not gold by morning, I'll fucking kill you." You know. And so she's despairing, as one would, who can't spin straw into gold, as promised to a king. In pops Rumpelstiltskin, helpful little imp that he is. And says,
is he on stilts?
No, he's very small.
But he has stilted skin?
No, it's just his name, Andy. Come on.
Stupid.
God damn. What kind of an idiot are you?
A stupid one.
And he goes, if you give me blah, 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 I think it was like a necklace or a ring or something.
And she buys the pocket watch, right? And then Henry, it's not that one? Okay.
Whatever. He says, for your ring, I'll spend the thing in the gold. Ah! And sure enough, he does. And the king goes, oh, that's fantastic. Try to make more. And he sticks her in the thing another night with more straw. And says, if you don't change that into gold, I'll fucking kill you. And she's like, well, I'm fucked again. And
what did she do this time?
She waits helplessly.
Right.
Until, Bagoinga, I'm Rumpelstiltskin, I'm back. This time, give me your other thing. Your ring.
He's like an invisible person?
No, he's a gold spinning.
He's a gnome.
Forest gnome, yes.
Okay, great.
And again, spins it in. And the king's like, well, if you can, the next night, he's like, if you can do this really big ass room, I'll marry you. But if you can't, I'll kill you.
Nice king.
So now she doesn't have a necklace or a ring. Rumpelstiltskin comes back. She's like, I don't have shit. They didn't do, they didn't do hand jobs back in those days, I guess. So he goes, I'll do this gold, but give me your firstborn kid.
Oh. Huh.
And then
this is where it gets real.
And then it gets real. So he spins all the gold. The king goes, oh, I'm going to fucking marry you.
I don't have a kid now.
Huh? And
I don't have a firstborn.
So now she's pregnant. Has the firstborn.
Yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin shows up for it. The king doesn't have the wherewithal to kill his ass because he's the fucking king. He goes, I'm taking your baby if you can't guess my name. She never knew his name, by the way. You have 3 days to guess my name. It's a lot of shaky premises in the story.
Is it a Grimm thing?
It was a Grimm thing, I believe, yes. So very shaky premise. She can't guess his name for the first 2 days. Third day, she's like, oh, fuck, I'm going to go for a walk. She goes out in the forest despairing, and she comes upon Rumpelstiltskin, who's dancing around going, I'm going to get a baby, because my name is Rumpelstiltskin. They can suck my dick because I'm Rumpelstiltskin.
He sounds like a fucking idiot.
I'm Rumpelstiltskin, suck my dick. I'm getting a baby.
Don't go blue, Rumpy.
So she overhears it. He comes back. She knows his name. He spins off into oblivion, and the gold-grubbing, violent king gets his bride and a son.
Ugh. That's a terrible lesson for all of us.
It really is bad. It's much worse than Harvey. Munson 3786 says, at the doctor's office, the nurse told me to take the first room on the right. As soon as I walked in the room, she said, perfect. This happens a lot lately. Strangers calling me perfect. Does it happen to you? I'm actually strutting down the street nowadays.
It's a weird thing when people are too excited about something that you feel like you've accomplished rather easily.
Right. Yeah.
And how do you react to it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just like they figure people are nervous at the doctor's office, so they really have to be reassuring that you're doing it right. I don't know. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, first of all, it isn't. The other problem was it's not perfect. It's nice. Okay, thank you. But it's not perfect. And when you start using perfect for that, cut to, boom. You're saying this was perfect. That was perfect. Is Zeke Fosse the next one in yours, too?
It is.
So somehow I'm synced up now. Zeke Fosse says, I think my partner has borderline personality disorder. Any tips?
Stay on the right side of the border.
Borderline personality disorder is a very, very difficult disease. And I don't know if you're joking, but it's where people don't even think they have a personality in many ways. I listened to this great podcast where someone who had it was talking about it, and it's really interesting because you're almost like you're borderline feeling like you're borderline feeling like you are a person, like you're an actual human, or that you're a good person, or everything about yourself you kind of like doubt, and then you start to doubt everybody else. That's why it's hard to deal with personality borderline people, because they can be very, very angry at you. That's part of the disease. Fuck you. So maybe I have it.
It's neither here nor there. Eastside 76 says, only the good die young. The long history of the saying began with the ancient version, whom the gods love dies young, best go first, as told by the Greek historian Herodotus in History circa 445 BC. Next week, I'll describe the origin of Uptown Girl.
This is great. I hope he does come back with Uptown Girl.
I'm sure he was hoping for more from you on that.
Okay, well, Uptown Girl...
No, I mean in terms of praise for his...
I can't see his question now.
All right.
His question isn't there.
Delicious Mick says it looks like a regular couple of questions, and it is. Hey, Josh, do you think you grew up too fast? Hey, Andy, do you think you'll ever grow up? And finally, have either of you ever seen something weird in the sky that wasn't a bird or a plane or a third thing? I see a lot of satellites at night, but sadly I haven't had a wait, what moment yet.
They look like yoga pants. They look like yoga pants. But they're just pants. So that's the part I don't get very good. Pants. That's what they say.
Uh-huh. I don't think I grew up too fast. I think I was told my whole life I was mature and an old soul. And so the world wanted me to grow up fast, I think. And then I like when I was 15, I found my people.
Right.
So I didn't feel like I had ever found my people until then. So I'm glad that moment came as soon as it could.
Wow. Are you talking about when you joined the John Birch Society?
Yes.
I don't think you should talk about that.
Huh.
It doesn't sound good for you. I'm hilarious today.
And no, I've never seen anything that I thought was like UFO-ish.
I haven't either.
I did when I was at camp. I saw a production of Harvey that was to die for. No, when I was at camp,
with me in the lead.
When I was at camp one summer, I saw a meteor shower and Northern Lights simultaneously, which was quite otherworldly.
Did you miss this Dan Wade thing? I think everything's in a different order.
I don't know. I just feel like you're not listening to me at all.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
Dan Wade says, Andy, you mentioned last week how much you enjoyed the movie Cold Turkey. Fun fact, it was the first movie score composed by a young Randy Newman.
I didn't know that.
Just goes to show you, if the great nephew of the most famous movie composer in the world can make it in Hollywood, anyone can.
Well, but I don't know if that's so fair. I don't think he had a ticket to be Randy Newman just because of his family involvement.
But he had an in. He certainly had an in. He totally had an in.
You know what? He stepped up to the plate.
He's a Nepo baby. Just accept it. You're a Nepo baby Shark Tank. Here's a multi-million-dollar career because your uncle was somebody.
We would be.
Do you want to buy in? You're a Nepo baby Shark Tank.
We would be trillionaires if we made these characters into pods.
No, we'd have trillions in coins.
That's very, very, I like when comedy comes around like that. What's that called? A callback.
The last one says you don't need to read it on the show. So
I know, that was very sweet.
Yeah, he just wants to say sorry. This is Rev K. Says sorry about Clyde. And there, I read it on the show.
Well, but he knows that you are thanking him for it.
That's our show, coming out of a goddamn dead dog dedication.
And let me just, I'm very proud of our, it's a show like this where, you don't want to hang up on me because it's so good.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to lumps, get lumps, go to joshweinstein.kubaba and order lumps. If you want to hear my hence the hoo-hoo, go here and then download it quick.
Who's that helping?
Ba 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 boo boo.